Okay, so welcome back down to Rich's garage yet again. This is becoming a familiar sight for our update videos. To be honest, a lot of the work will probably be undertaken with this car here because of the facility. But yet again, the pause button has been pressed on the project because we are waiting for some bits. Not all my fault, but some of it. I'll clarify that shortly. We have made some progress on the car. We're still waiting for some parts to arrive. But I'm not going to say the next video is going to be where the car is on the floor and we're giving it a run, because I think I've jinxed it just far too many times. So I'll just wait until that actually happens. We are blessed with Greg's presence in this video. I don't know if you can see him in the background. Wrong way. Where is he? There he is. Look, yeah, writing a list out. We're going to go through the list in a minute to tally up what we've spent on the car so far. But anyway, I'll flip the camera around and we'll go through a couple of the updates that we've got to mention right now. Right, so here she is, yet again, up in the air, but no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say anything about it being on the floor. Let's just have a look. So, underneath, we have accomplished some of the tasks. Let's get the torch there. Anti-roll bar bushes are in, Powerflex Black Series for those, and the lower arm rear bushes, Powerflex Black Series for those. Also called the brake reaction bushes. They were shot, the original ones, so a necessity to change regardless of the purpose intended, but for us it's the Black Series. New fuel filter, rest of the service kit is on the way because we will be doing a service to it while it's here. The standard E46 oil leak, that's coming from the oil filter housing, so Rich is going to change that while we service it. Up in here, the solid steering bush, that I'm looking forward to getting a feel for when it works, because it's supposed to transform the steering on these, get rid of that horrible vagueness and delay from the steering. We have been brought into information with regards to some of the things the car does need, such as the radiator. The radiator is bulging, so it must be replaced. We've got a new one on order. The rest of the cooling system we will revamp anyway. Thermostat, water pump, expansion tank, E46s. It's a common trait with those. The cooling system is just quite weak after time. It's sort of like a maintenance item at some point down the line if you own one, regardless. So because of the purpose we intend to use it for, we're just going to play it safe and change all that. The rear end, torch again. Ta-da! Rear axle carrier is in with Powerflex Black Series bushes, and I can't get too far into the car because there's a chimney chassis in the way, but just to show you, it's plenty good enough. All the new brake lines are in. Rich has put all those in. They look stunning against the undersill. Not a necessary thing, I guess, but given the fact that the car was revealing itself in that way and the old bushes were, the old brake lines were tired, then it made sense definitely to do. This is the work in progress bench at the minute, so I'd say we're probably about halfway through completing the stuff on here. We've got the suspension arms bushed, so again, Powerflex Black Series was the choice for those. We've got the rear trailing arm on the floor, one off because I broke it. I'll show you now. Anti-roll bar to go back in. I've got adjustable camber arms to go back in, to go in on the back, waiting for those to arrive. And just to show you, so I haven't got an old bush to compare it to, but these are the Black Series bushes, absolutely solid. So that is going to be stiff as a board, that, when it's all put back together. So the trailing arm rear bush, Black Series again is in. I will get used to this gimbal. And the ball joints upper and lower are from an E46 M3. So we were advised to go for those because they provide a bit more compliance than the Black Series, which on that particular part of the car just gives us better contact between the tyre and the road surface. So it sounded like a good idea to me. That's the standard gear linkage. We've got a short shifter kit on the way with new bushes to go in, and that is the old steering bush, the rubber bush there. That I think is about it. Calipers haven't been touched. We will touch those at some point. Disc got to go back in. Everything's got to go back in when the rear end's bushed. Oh, and one of the things we are waiting for is new backing plates, because if you can see, there's a wee little bracket actually there that holds the caliper, the brake shoe spring in, sorry. And when I was fettling with the other arm, I broke it. So Richard's got to strip it all and replace it. So he's absolutely over the moon with that. He loves it when I come down here working. And some other purchases we've made. Crikey, I tell you, the next purchase is going to be a new flipping gimbal, or some lessons. this very fancy Alcantara trim steering wheel. So Greg picked this up off Facebook. The actual steering wheel was standard when he got it, standard M Sport steering wheel, and we sent it off to be retrimmed in Alcantara. And if you can see, he's opted for the M stitching. Look at that. Very race car-esque. That'll go in. And I've got some little trinkets here for use in the car when we want to do some onboard stuff, and I want to start doing some track day footage. So rather than go out and buy a GoPro, I asked a few questions on the old Facebook there about people using their phones and what mounting system they've got. And after asking a load of questions and doing some research, I went for the quad lock phone case that pairs with the 1-inch ball adapter, and that attaches to this the RAM suction mount. So that'll mount somewhere in the car on one of either the front screen, side screen, or the rear screen, and it's got the ball mount adapter there as well. So that'll cling straight onto the quad lock, and it should provide a fine, sturdy setup. For track days, I know I'll need to run a secondary tether just to keep the marshals happy. But anyway, I'll do a separate video on that when I can actually put it to use if we can get this thing back on the floor. I think that's about it for progress made thus far. Yeah, we'll whip over to the whiteboard now and go through what it's actually cost us to get to this point. So yeah, with Greg's help, let's do that. All right, yeah, so as promised, we'll run through the total of where we're up to on the car at the moment. So I think I'm starting to regret this already, but nevertheless, the necessary must be done. So if we start with the car, the original purchase of the car was £2,900, and Greg bought a solid car off of someone that he knew, through someone that he knew. The first purchase we made for the car in terms of modifications were the seats and subframes. We picked those up off Facebook Marketplace. They are OMP TRSE bucket seats with side mounts. The seats are in date and as new condition, so that's a really, really good find, I think. They're circa £500 or £600 new in that format with mounts. The bushes, we started off by buying a full underbody bush kit, which was £800. We didn't actually realise it didn't include all the bushes that we did need. So to date, we spent a further £350 on extra bushes, which brings the total to £1,150 for bushes alone. The subframe or rear axle carrier was £120 delivered for the powder coated one. A good purchase, I think that's very fair. The solid steering bush was £30. The tyres, Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tyres, brand new, they cost me about £400. I had them fitted at work. And they're on, the second set of wheels that we bought, which Greg picked up off Facebook Marketplace for £120. The radiator was £85 for an OE replacement, direct from BMW, and the service kit was circa £120. And just to clarify, that would be for oil filter, fuel filter, the oil filter housing, and the and 6 spark plugs, and the oil, of course. So we didn't need to buy the pollen filter because we're ripping the aircon out. We didn't need to buy an air filter because we bought an induction kit. The induction kit itself was £130 for the Ram Air induction kit. And next was chassis reinforcement plates. The kit was £75 off of race door cards. And to get them welded in, it cost £270 to get them welded in. Rear camber arms is one of the most recent purchases we've made. They were an eBay special. I think they're Max Speed is the brand. They were £50-ish, £54 posted. And this beautiful steering wheel next to me here was £220. It was £50 for the M Sport steering wheel, second hand off Facebook, and it cost £170, including shipping, to get it retrimmed in the Alcantara with the M stitching. So that brings the tally to, crikey, here we go, £6,074. £6,074. Not terrible, really, when you consider the car was £3,000 and we got it to quite a fair state with tyres, a load of bushes, seats, and so on and so forth. I think we definitely could have spent more. I don't think we could have spent much less on what we've bought. Like I said, this is a budget-conscious build. You can certainly spend more. I will say that we've got a load of help from some great people. So Rich has undertaken an absolute ton of the labour for us. which if you're doing this sort of thing yourself, you've definitely got to factor in. I'm quite fortunate with where I work. I'm in the motor industry, so there's certain things that I can get off the shelf for a good price, and I can get help from the guys in the workshop there as well. So yeah, my advice would be definitely try and make friends. Make friends. It helps. I think that's about it for now. We'll leave it there so I don't ramble on. And no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Suggest the state of the car in the next video. We'll just see what happens. Anyway, if you're watching, thank you very much, and we very much look forward to making the next video.